Right, keeper's cottage today, which is near the Roman road. So just beyond the Roman road, Wollaston, Stourbridge. We've got some big ridge there, which could easily be a ridge for Romans. The field's absolutely stunning. Look at that house, amazing. Yeah, great, we got the permission to do this today. We got this field to do, it's quite big. Might not get it all done today, and it's the ground's soft, ready to go. But yeah, this is Black Country History Hunter, doing a bit of metal detecting. I will let you know if anything comes up. Alright, second hole, decent signal in my hand. Ah, what is that? Oh my god. That is a little toy soldier. Look at that. Little lead toy soldier. So the kid obviously lives in the big old house there. Has come into the field with his little guardsman. And he's lost his head. I wonder if the head's still in there. No, I don't think the head's still in there. But amazing, that is. Little tiny guardsman. Okay, that's interesting. That's old window lead. So we're talking old window lead. Where that come from, I don't know. But I can tell you why it's probably here. During the last 400 years, whenever they were using lead in musket balls, they were basically ripping it wherever they could. So if you were a soldier in a voluntary regiment or during the Civil War, any time at all, every opportunity you got to plunder and sack, you would plunder and sack. So the main thing you were plundering was lead, and because it's so heavy and sometimes sharp edged, it would work its way through your pockets in onto the floor. And because it's heavy again, it would drop out your pockets. And it often did, so we find it in fields a lot before it's been made into musket balls. There could be other reasons, but I think that's the main reason why window lead and lead in general ends up in fields, because men and soldiers carry it into battle. They carry it with them on training, and they make their own bullets. I'm sure there might have been a man later on in time that literally specified, and that was his specific job. So when I was in the army, it was quartermaster. So that was a guy that took care of ammunition and guns. So his job would be to have the pliers that made the round shot. And every day, him and a couple of corporals or different sections of different regiments would be doing this. We've got some mayflies buzzing around the camera at the minute. But yeah, window lead. Great signal there, we'll give it a dig. Right, it's reading 60, 70, that's what we got. In the ground. It's in the ground. It's out. It's in my hand. Okay. I don't know, guys. I don't know. That could be a little bit of melt, where something's melted, or it could actually be the top of something. But if I was to hazard a guess, I'd say it's something's been settled. Then again, it looks moulded. It actually looks moulded. Because if that was just a melt, it might be a badly formed shot. You can see they've made, maybe that's, if that's lead. Let me just check. Yeah, it's lead. Okay, so what we've got there is, as it's lead, like I said earlier, this was known for soldier activity. Ron was telling me earlier that there's been soldiers training on here for many years. That to me is, like I said earlier when I found that piece of lead, somebody, it kind of ties in with that, somebody's rocked up here, they've had the fire and whatever, and they've been moulding musket balls. Now that is a second. They've moulded it and it ain't quite filled the mould. You see, it's kind of not what it should be. So it might have gone, it should have gone back in the pot, but for whatever reason they've snipped it from its sprue and it's dropped on the floor. It's been cast off to one side, maybe with all the intention of putting it back in the pot to be melted down again. But it's never happened, and it's sat in the ground all them years, maybe 200 years, until I come and find it. But that would be my best interpretation of that. Brilliant, really chuffed. Had a really great day so far. Ron's had some really nice finds. We'll catch up at the end and we'll do a good roundup and see where we are with that. Right, I've just come over to see Ron. I'm going to get me a drink of pop and get my camera stand. I've asked him what he's had. What you had, Ron? Look at that! A beautiful works token. That's stunning. It's got a little padlock on it, a little something else, and on it it's got 1844 tea and groceries. So in 1844 this was a truck shop maybe. So truck was, if you worked for a gentleman, they would pay you in their own coins, and that meant you had to spend it in their shop, so they would double basically doing you. You know, they were ripping you off, but the truck system got actually banned because it was so extortionate. But yeah, that could be easily be a truck system coin. Amazing. The fact that it's got tea and groceries. Rushborough. Quite far away.
And I think that's a button.
Ah, and that might be a button. We did think Roman, but now we think button. But brilliant. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
I've just got another signal.
Well done. There. Right then. I'll come over and see you in a minute, Ron. Let's keep on and upwards.
All right, mate.
Cheers.
Keep on bashing away. We are done nothing yet, have we?
Oh no, we've only been on 10 minutes.
I've done 6 holes.
6 holes. I mean, I'm getting the signals. We're getting the signals, guys. It's just a matter of cherry picking the best ones at the minute. Brilliant. What a sight. Look at that house. My God, I'd live in that camper van. Stunning. That is absolutely amazing. That's what we're aiming for, guys. Big camper van, travel the world. Okay, so I had a deep signal. It was quite high on the tones. I wondered what it was, but I weren't going to dig it. I'm glad I did. It's a horse buckle. So these obviously would have gone onto the horse harness. It could have been a belt strap on the side of a horse pulling a plough. It could be more modern, but the fact that it was so deep and the way it's constructed, I'd say it's off a horse harness for a workhorse. And these would break regular for obvious reasons. When you're pulling a 200 kilo plough, you know, and they're heavy draft horses, the pressure going on these ropes, there were lots of the rope, so it minimalised the pressure, but I've found them where they've actually been split open, you know, they've actually pulled apart. If they hit a stone, it massively increases the pressure on the belts, and then the leather straps break, and these are probably the first place it will go. You know, the leather will break at the eye hole, because it's the tear already, and that'll pull it apart. Yeah, and the buckle consequently ends up on the ground, and 150 years later in my pocket. So yeah, it's nice to find it on a field which I think would have been ploughed, obviously. It's either that or the house we're keeping the horses here back many years ago. The farm horses would be kept in the field, putting out to grass here like a paddock. But I think more likely that this field was being farmed and a heavy horse has pulled the plough or some machinery, and that's come off in the process. It looks a bit bent, so you can tell it's had a bit of pressure put on it. But great stuff. Bit of agricultural history. A lovely belt buckle, a lovely horse harness buckle. Beautiful. Okay, so this has just come up. Now, I've found these before. They're kind of like really crudely made copper. There should be a hole in the middle. Yeah. And that would, I think, nail into a corner. So, yeah, so that would nail in. And then a little tack would go in there, I believe. And then something would pass through there. I don't know if it's to do with horse harness, if anybody can help me. It's very crudely made. Whoever hammered that out and put the hole in, you know, it's not shop made. It's if anything, made on a jig, handmade on a little anvil. But beautiful, really. I'd say it's Georgian Victorian, so 1850s through to 1900. Well, that wouldn't be Georgian, would it? So yeah, 1800s through to 1900. Brilliant. It's obviously come off something. I would say it's horse harness if I was to have a guess at it. You can just see the file marks where a craftsman's gone at it when he's finished his work. Amazing. Beautiful. Nice little link to the past there. Just had a really good signal. It seemed deep, and obviously it was deep, and that's come up. At first I thought it was a shotgun cap, but looking at it now it's a coin, but it is toasted, as they say. I think I can just about see the back of his head is facing that way. That's an early George halfpenny. So 1710, no, sorry, 1780s, 1790s maybe. Really toasted and thin. But yeah, old halfpenny. So these coins were in circulation a long time as well, hence they weren't so thin. Anything prior to the milled coins are hammered, you know. Okay, so we're just doing a little we're coming out for a bit of snap, a sandwich and a pop. Ron's going to go to the toilet, I think. We got Ron's finds for today so far. We're halfway through the day. We're going to do a couple more hours. So we got like a Victorian foot from a fire. We have a miscellaneous object. It could be top of a lamp. It seems to have a bit of a screw on it. I did think drawer handle, but no. That could be a detonator from a bomb. We've got some lovely coins he's brought up. This is an art halfpenny. Could be any date. This is a beautiful young head. A bun head, or a young head, the bun, because he's got the bun on. A young head Victoria. Beautiful that is. And that's 1883. Okay, that's a beautiful coin. Pound coin, obviously, the token we showed you earlier. This is a George. This is a 1799 early George. See that? See he's facing to the right, his big nose. So it's an early George coin. Should have Britannia on the back. But yeah, there you go. Early George. Another halfpenny. Beautiful pewter button. Some shotgun shell, well, a shotgun shell. I got some more, another piece of a shotgun shell. This is what the Garrett can pick up, you know, some small items. Now, earlier on in the video, I mentioned water piping because I picked up that piece there. But actually, that's what I meant when I said it was thick. That's water piping. You can see how thick it is compared to the one I found. It's just amazing how thick the lead is. So if you ever come across, oh my God, the man has come with a Copenberg.
The best find of the day.
The best find of the day. Cheers, Ron. Yes, we'll have a little refreshment. So that's it. Yeah, he's had a really good day so far. He's beat me on the coin front. So he's a winner today so far with the oldest object as well. He's got the 1799 George. Some lovely decorated. We thought that might be a bangle, like a torque or a bangle. It's beautifully decorated pipe. Some sort of Victorian ornamental. And your obvious, you know, your bits of scrap. But there's obviously been, there's not been much at all, has there, Ron? Scrap.
No.
Have you had anything at all? Is that all the finds?
That's all the scrap I've had.
That's amazing. Because sometimes we get sites like this near to houses and it's absolutely littered, especially with the dog walk just coming past here to the Roman Road. Absolutely littered with trash, but this is a really clean field, so every signal, it's worth digging because we're getting some good stuff. Right, my star find today, I think, is my little soldier being a guardsman, and that looks like a guardsman. My coin that broke, obviously. I've not had much that you ain't seen. The musket ball, some 4 shotgun shells. A little tiny, what would you say that one is, Ron?
2-2.
Little 2-2?
2-2 or 2-5.
Bullet.
Yeah,
there we go.
case, you know.
And that's, like I mentioned earlier, would have hammered into this some piece of wood or harness or something, and that would have had something go through like a string or a rope. This again, the brooch. You can see the pin on the back again. The horse buckle. So yeah, we get in there. We're having a good day so far. Here we are. Let me just make a quick toast to my mate Ron. We got ready. So here's to Ron and me.
And happy hunting.
Many happy returns and happy hunting, guys. See you on the roundup. Okay, that's just come up. So it is a 12 bore shotgun shell. Now these are common, obviously we find shotgun shells everywhere, but a little geeky information for you about them. This has still got the paper on. The earlier ones, the very first shotgun shells that we start to find, they have, instead of having the percussion cap at the back, they have a little piece of steel sticking out the side. I'll put a diagram up now. And then the hammer of the gun would hit that, and that would fire the shell. That would be the percussion. Whereas obviously as they advanced, they put the percussion in the centre at the back there, and obviously you know if it's been fired, it's got a dimpling. If it's not been fired, it would still have cordite in it, unless it's, you'd have little strings of like cordite. When I find live bullets that are rotted, we used to empty them out in the army sometimes for a laugh. I did it when I was a kid. Emptied a shotgun shell into a bag and lit it, and it went phew. I expected it to explode, but as you know, it has to be in a confined space. And I've emptied, do not do this at home, kids. And I've emptied fireworks and blew my eyebrows off. Yeah, the silly things you do in Pensnet as a child, eh? But yeah, you can see the material that would have once held the 12 bore. 12 bore just means 12 small or 12 bigger round lead balls, and then they go up. You know, the more balls in there, the smaller the balls are. But a 12 bore is a nasty piece of stuff. You know, you do not want to get hit by a 12 bore. It's like being shot at 12 times at once with a 2.2 rifle. Very dangerous. Whereas the 32s, I think they go up in 32s and whatever. But I'm not sure what the next sizes are. But yeah, the higher the size, the less painful, basically. Unless it's close range, and then it take a hole out of you the size of a dinner plate. But not good. 12 bore. Blay. No. Shell? No. Let's see what that says. Noble. Yep, there you go. A Blay 12 bore Noble. Right, it's a good solid 64. Not far away from where I had the coin. The coin that just broke. This is the next dig. It ain't bad ground, it's quite rocky though, but the Roman road's not far away. And if you know the Roman road, there's Sandy Lane, and this is why I think this is bedrocks that was left behind at the last ice age. So what happened was, if you ever go up towards Wolverhampton, you'll find big stones sitting in places they shouldn't be. Now what I think the case was, when the last ice age was on, the ice sheet, or the main ice sheet that come down over Britain, the main glacier, it dropped the stuff at Wolverhampton. This is where the ice sheet ended, so we've got a lot of sand and pebbles and grit. It was just like sandpaper. It would drag all this stuff with it, making it smaller and smaller as it went, and it would just deposit it at the end when it melted. And we've got rocks that belong up in Scotland, you know, in Wolverhampton, just sitting randomly in fields, which I find interesting. So yeah, if you spot a random rock, that's what it is. Okay, still in the hole. Generally a good sign. It's out. It's in my hand. It is lead piping. Some lead pipe. It's not big enough to be water pipe. The water pipe is generally thick. We get a lot of that on the Victorian sites, and we found some at Lowtown recently. If you've been watching the channel, yeah, we found a really big piece of water pipe. But yeah, we are returning to Lowtown soon. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more of Lowtown, or any site I've visited, and I'll visit again, obviously. Also, I'll be looking for admin, so if anybody's interested in that, let me know. So yeah, brilliant. A bit of lead piping. What it's from, what it's for, no idea. I can't believe they had lead piping in the water. You imagine? It's bad enough having the stuff they put in it. Is it chlorine? No? It's a calcium derivative. It's in toothpaste as well. Somebody tell me in the comments what it is, I can't think now. Yeah, well it shouldn't be in there. Fluoride. Fluoride. There we go. And comment sites you want me to do, places you want me to get permission to do. Because, you know, it's always good to, because this is what I'm doing it for. I'm doing it for you guys, really. I enjoy it. But if you can come on the journey and get involved, then get involved. You know, it's a community project, really. Right, we're near enough finished. I'm going to do a couple more signals. I just had a really strong 77. And this come up. I ain't cracked it open yet, but it looks ornate. Okay. Don't know what it is. Let's get the dirt off it. Ornate. Any ideas? Maybe some sort of horse harness. You know. I don't know if that's a design on top of just where it's been, what it looks like it's been intentionally made that way. I don't think it might just be bent for some reason, but yeah, it might have screwed onto the top of a horse heavy harness, you know, for a guide rope or, you know, a piece of string or leather to go through, because there was that many leather straps and things on the horse harness. That many little bits of brass hanging off, but if it's brass then it's pretty much definitely that. Oh, I don't know actually. I think it's brass, but yeah, somebody can help me on that. I don't know if that's a thread or what. Yeah. Yeah, that's an early thread. So that would have screwed into something, maybe as a piece of decoration. I don't think it's practical. But yeah, nevertheless interesting. We'll give it a few more holes, guys, and then we'll do one. Well, yeah, we've had a great day so far. And we'll do a little roundup at the end. Okay guys, so we finished now. We're just doing a little last roundup. Obviously this is what we had on the first half, and this is what we had on the second half. Ron's had, that's from the second half. That's from the second half. The lady who owns the place has just come over, so we've been showing her some of the items. She's took a coin with her, I think.
I'll give you the pound.
Ah, well it's probably her, she's probably dropped it. There we go. Black Country History Hunter. Get subscribing to the channel if you've on YouTube, and Facebook group is Black Country History Hunter. Thanks Ron, it's been a great permission. So you can see we've had a few more bits, a couple more cartridges, a few more miscellaneous, a couple more buttons, but nothing really as good as the first half in my mind. First half of the day was really good. Ron's the same, couple of shells, had a lovely button. Beautiful tag thing. I think that's, it's either off a seed bag, but it's early, whatever it is, because it's just like pressed from the front only. But it could be something that's been used in medallion or something, I don't know, some copper plating. An old button, it might be American. The woman Chris has just been telling us that in the woods there, American soldiers were training in World War II. And this actually is all as it is with the trees, because it's part of a big estate over the back. This was the gamekeeper's house, and up there, which is now a nursing home, that was something to do with the estate as well. So we're looking 1800s, 18th century estate with a lovely landscape garden. Apparently that was the gardens, and in there there's still petunias. Was it petunias, Ron? Where's that little shell you found, Ron? Just want to explain that quickly. The little gun cartridge shell. And I was like, well, what size is that? You know, and you were telling me there's a different size, isn't there?
Well, if you look on the back.
So what, I always thought gun cartridges were this.
That might be military.
Okay, so that could be 50 cal?
No. Something like a very light.
But you're saying there are shotguns smaller than this?
It's still got the stuff in it, or is that the
Cordite, yeah, still got bits of cordite in it.
Well, it's been fire.
It might be a misfire.
It's
you can have misfires, yeah.
Most
it's a shell.
Most of the time, it's got writing on the back. That's a 12 board, you can plainly see.
Where's that little one I found? The one that's you set. The 2-2. The 2-2 and rimfire, that's it. I never knew that. I always found them before, and I thought if they didn't have percussion cap on, that they were no good. Yeah. I could see it. I don't know.
I don't know. But
it's
anyway.
Probably rolled off. Still, so the percussion caps is basically a small one, but it's got no percussion cap on the back. So it looks flat, and I thought, oh, it's just a fake or a dud, or... Well, obviously he's telling me that the rim is what fires it.
The rim fire. It's
rim fire. Awesome.
And
Right,
that's
Ron.
pinstripes it.
Thanks, mate.
You're
Been a
welcome.
pleasure.
Every time.
And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep watching.